Hi everyone, it's Brooke Miller. Welcome to Thursdays with Brooke, and she's the CEO. So this week, as you guys have seen the amazing videos so far, we are talking about if you really knew me, you would know. And we're touching on both business and personal. And I have to say that this topic is really important to me. In my line of work, it's really important to know the person and personal story. And to be, really, it's hard for me to separate business and personal for my story, particularly. And I think the only way I can really explain that is by telling you, if you really knew me, you would know certain major events in my life that got me to where I am. A few of those events are when I was 8, my family moved, which was really hard for me. I didn't want to move. I loved where I was. I loved where I ended up in Chicago, but when I was 8, I moved, and then when I was 12, my house burnt down. I um, saw the top floor of my house burn down. When I was 13, my grandmother, who was my complete original soulmate, passed away. And then 3 months later, my amazing uncle passed away. And then when I was 14, I had brain surgery, my first brain surgery. And then I went through high school, and when I was 18, I went away to college, and both of my father's parents, my grandparents, passed away within a few months of each other. And then I was 20, and I kind of just cut everyone off. Um, not my family, I cut a lot of the people that I was, my peers off, and I moved. I moved to California, and I just left, and I needed to kind of start over. I got really used to change and chaos in a way, and adjusting to new situations and moving through tragedy. And my parents were unbelievable, and my family was wonderful, except I'm only human. And eventually it caught up to me. And when I was 21, I went into therapy. I was having anxiety and depression, and I was abusing my drug of choice, which was food. And I was having a really hard time, and I went into therapy. And I have to say, the therapist that I saw wasn't, thinking back, really wasn't, unbelievable, but the process of therapy, the idea of therapy, was completely life changing for me. I was able to, instead of just putting on a happy face, instead of just moving through the challenging times to get through it enough because there was another challenging time right around the corner, I started exposing my feelings, and I started accepting my feelings, and I was able to make connections from what had happened in my life and just my experiences, and how I was feeling. And I fell in love. I fell in love, in deep, deep love with making connections and with allowing myself the permission to feel what I felt. And I developed a healthy relationship with food and with my body and with my sense of self. And I really attributed it all to being able to talk things out and express myself. And I have had, I think, without even knowing it, a deep love affair with expressing oneself for my whole life. I was a dancer. I was a dancer. I started off in college as a dancer, and moved into this line of work later. But I mean, I get emotional and I start crying if I'm driving and I see picketers. I know that sounds strange, but I don't even necessarily look at what they're picketing about, but I'm just so happy for them that they are expressing how they feel. Whether I agree with it or not is a different subject, a different idea, but I'm just so passionate about it, and it led me to I mean, my business. So if you really knew me, you would know that my business, whatever that means, like CEO, founder, I don't even know what I am. I just know that I don't know how to do anything other than what I do, and I don't want to. I love I love psychology and helping people to connect themselves and develop their identity and love who they are and express who they are and give themselves permission and understanding to feel what they do and go through what they do. Um, I I mean, I feel emotional even talking about it. I feel like I could start crying because I am so in love with this process, um, that I can't even really explain it in words. And so, if you really knew me, you would know that I love this work and it feels personal. And so, when someone says, if I work too much or I don't work enough or anything like that, I've never really, I don't understand that for myself. I get that concept, but for me, it's just all combined. I have taken these ideas into my life in such a way that they are braided into every single moment of my being. That I, my husband, I married a person who I've never felt like I could be more myself around and express myself truly who I was, not who I wanted to be, but who I am. Although who I want to be and who I'm excited to develop into is a part of my relationship. Um, but I've brought people into my life who I love so much, and who I can be myself around. And that's really why I'm doing She's the CEO. Because, like I said, I don't really know if CEO is what I am even comfortable with as a label for myself. But the concept of this whole project, telling you guys who we are and defacing and demystifying this thing of being successful and what does that mean and what does that look like. We all have stories and we all have reasons we got here. And comparing ourselves to one another isn't really going to help. Being inspired by one another and allowing ourselves to be exactly who we are because we see someone else being exactly who they are. That's what this is all about. This is not about us telling you how we get clients so that you can go and do the exact same thing and expect the exact same results. This is about us sharing who we are and our journeys. All five of us, very different stories, very different successes, very different challenges, very different people. And just showing you how many different people and stories and templates and ideas and motivations and inspirations there are out there. So, um, if you really knew me, you would know that I am driven by my passion and I don't know how not to be. So, that's me. And I'm excited to share more of myself with you. And I'm excited for you to get to know me better. And I'm so excited to get to know you guys too. So please comment on our Facebook page on She's the CEO. Become a fan of the Soapbox Therapy Facebook page. Talk to me, email me, Brooke at soapboxtherapy.com. I want to get to know you. It's what I love. It doesn't feel like it's part of my job. I really do want to get to know you. I want to know what's going on with you and what you need support with and how I can support you and how we can support you and what you want to hear more about. So connect with us, connect with me, and thank you for watching and giving us this opportunity to support one another and share ourselves with you. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.